So my name is Shaza, and I am a representative of the Malaysian Student Association at the University of Wisconsin-Madison campus. So in Malaysia, to give a general idea, we actually have a couple of different races and tribes. But what we're going to present today is a traditional Malay wedding, which is Malay is the biggest race that we have in Malaysia. So typically, we have 5 steps to a traditional Malay wedding, and I'm going to go through all of them. And then for the last 2 steps, we actually have a performance that we're going to be able to see how the wedding is performed. The first step is the introduction step, or the merisik step, in which this is a very informal, intimate between the boys' parents and then the bride's parents as well. So where the boys' parents will be going to the girl's house to get to know the bride, get to know her interests, and get to know the family as well. So this is more of an introduction between the 2 families to see if they suit each other, and before they plan for the wedding in the future. In some families, they do give a promise ring from the boy to the girl as an intent of the boy marrying her. And then the next step they go to is the proposal, or the meminang step, where the boy will be sending his representative, either the parents or an uncle or a grandfather, to the girl's house, and then they will give the intention of the boy is wanting to marry the girl, and then the girl and the family will have a couple of days or weeks to think about it before they give a final answer to the boy's proposal. The next step is the engagement ceremony, or the bertunang ceremony. So typically in modern family, people usually do all the first 3 steps in one ceremony, because the bride and groom has already known each other, so they know that they want to marry each other, they know the family and things like that. So typically in the traditional days, when people don't know each other and they don't meet each other in school, or if it's a planned wedding, then they will have to go through all that steps to get to know each other before actually marrying each other. But in modern families, since you do know who you're going to marry to, then they will do all of that in one ceremony to save time and money. So during the engagement, the boy and his representative, his family, his relative, his uncle and or cousins will go over to the girl's house, and then they'll be bringing gifts for the girl, which is called hantaran, and the girl will be giving some other gifts in return, so they'll be exchanging gifts to each other. And typically during the engagement ceremony, the gifts will be things that the bride and groom will be using for their wedding, so wedding dresses and shirts, or sometimes they have chocolates, cupcakes, or fruits and things like that. And the engagement ring will be given to the bride, but instead of the groom putting it on the bride, it will be the groom's mother or grandmother who will be putting it on the bride. And then they will be discussing about the wedding, how long the engagement will be. Typically it's between, the average one is between 3 to 6 months. Some people do get engaged for longer, and some people do get engaged for maybe a week or 2, and then start to plan the wedding. The 4th step is the solemnization, or the nikah step. So unlike traditional, unlike American weddings where the bride and groom will be exchanging the vows, this is where the groom will be exchanging the vows with the bride's father, seeing as how the bride is under the father's care, so the father will be giving the bride over to the groom to care for. So and then the exchanging of vows will be witnessed by, there will be the whole family will be there, but there will be 2 official witnesses, usually either the bride's uncles or grandfather or other male relatives, and then they will be saying that if the vows are valid, and as long as it's not valid, it won't, the wedding itself won't be officialized. So they have to perfect the vow to make sure that they are using the correct phrase. So we will actually be showing a demonstration on how the solemnization will work. So I'm going to have my friends come in. This is going to be the dad and the groom. And so typically the solemnization, there will be an imam or a official to oversee it, and the bride. Where's the mom? So as you can see at the top, that's how the vows exchange is going to be. Typically we do it in Malay, but this is the English version of it, where they'll be saying the bride's name and the dowry amount. And it has to be perfect, so whatever dowry that the bride's dad will say, the groom will have to say the exact amount. If not, then the wedding will be valid.
Without Husni, I hereby marry you to my daughter, my Sarah Osman, with a dowry of $200.
I hereby accept to marry my Sarah bin Osman with a dowry of $20.
So it's not valid.
So since the dowry amount is not the same, so the wedding is not valid, so they have to repeat it again. Some people usually do it in 1 or 2 goes. Some people do take like 5 times to get it right, especially if the bride has like a really long name and he messed up the name or he messed up the dowry, so he has to like repeat it again.
Without Husni, I hereby marry you to my daughter, my Sarah Osman, with a dowry.
I hereby accept to marry your daughter, my Sarah Osman, with a dowry of $200 in cash.
That's valid.
And quickly after the solemnization, if it's valid, then they'll like do a little prayer to like give thanks because the couple is not married. And after the solemnization, they will go to the reception part of the wedding. So depending on the family, some families might have the reception straight away after the solemnization, but some people might want to do it on a separate day, the next day, or the week after. And there will usually be 2 different receptions, one for the bride side and one for the groom side. And like they put up tents in front of the house, or they can also be big when they like book a whole hotel lobby or like a hall to do it. So they'll be like buffet service session, they'll invite their neighbors, their friends, their relatives and their colleagues to all come and celebrate the wedding. So some of the cultures and traditions that happen during the whole ceremony is that during the engagement and the solemnization, when they exchange the gifts, so these are some of the like how they design it. They have various ways to design it, and typically if the girl gives 7 gifts to the guy will give 5. So like the girl will always give an extra 2 to the guy. So it can include like wedding rings and handbags. Some people usually give like chocolates and things like that. So the bridesmaid and the groomsmen will like be bringing the gifts in and out of the whole ceremony. And then during the reception, since it is buffet style, there will be one main table or high table for the bride and groom and the fathers and then the elderly in the family. This will like show that the appreciation. So if the bride is having the reception at her place, the people sitting at the high table will be the groom's father and his uncles and aunts. And then during the engagement and solemnization, there will be like a stage that we call plumbing. That's where the bride and groom will be sitting. And it will be decorated with flowers and drapes, and it will usually follow whatever theme color that the bride and groom decided to do for the engagement already. And this is an example of how if they want to do the celebration at home, then they have tents coming up and like having caterers to come in and prepare the food for them at home. And during the reception, sometimes they do have performances going on. One of the main performances that usually happens is a silat, or is a performative martial arts that someone will be performing in front of the bride and groom. They also have kompang performances. That's usually to, as the bride and groom is walking into the reception hall or into the house, and they'll be like, following the bride and groom as they do it. And this is one that we're going to show today. It is called Merindis, or it is also like you can also say it as like giving blessing to the newlyweds, where typically the parents and then like VIPs of the reception will be going up to the bride and groom and giving their blessings out. So since he is that, he will be giving his blessing to the newlywed. And we are actually going to open up if anyone want to try giving blessing. It's just you put flowers on the bride and groom and then if you're the guy, then you can like shake hands with the groom, or if you're a lady, then you shake hands with the bride. Anyone want to try it? Or if anyone want to volunteer for the bride and groom to give their blessings to you? You want to try it? Okay, and lastly, we actually have a video for you. This is a typical one of the wedding videos from Malaysia. This is actually my brother's wedding over the summer. So you guys can see how a wedding is like in Malaysia.